Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Josh Ward, and I'm the drum instructor here at worshipartistry.com. Now, recently I've gotten some questions about tunings and how I tune my drums, so I just wanted to take a minute and just concentrate on our snare drum, okay? So in this video, I'm just going to show you my perfect snare sound. Me personally, I just love a deep, fat, thick snare sound. So we're just going to go over that and talk about how I get that sound. So let's get started. Alright guys, before we get to tuning, I just want to hit a few things real quick, okay? We're working with a 6.5 by 14 African Babinga Ludwig Centurion snare. This is a snare that I've used in pretty much all of the videos that you've seen so far on the site. I've got two different types of heads on this drum actually. The bottom head is just a Remo Weather King Ambassador for the snare side, and I'm just using 42 strand snare wires on this drum, okay? Think wide and thick for that fat, thick sound. For the batter side, I'm using a Genera Dry. It's an Evans head, okay? And I love this head for a batter head. And then one more thing is, if you don't have one of these drum keys, this is an Evans Torque Key drum key. I love this thing. You should go buy one. It makes tuning so fast. Once you dial in your numbers, you just spin the dial. Once you dial in your numbers for that perfect sound, you remember what they are, and the next time you change a head, or if your drums go out of tune, you just dial it right back in, and it makes tuning so fast. So be sure and get one of these. We're going to be using one of these for the video, but we're going to be counting our rotations as well. So if you don't have one of these, this video will still help you out. But all right, so let's get to tuning. Alright guys, so we're going to start with the bottom head first, okay? What we've got here is just we're going to make everything finger tight around the rim, okay? Alright, so that looks pretty good. So finger tight, and then what we're going to do here using this torque key is we're going to crank it around to the second 8th position, okay? So it's numbered 0 through 9, and we're going to crank it around to the second 8, alright? So starting on 0, there's the first 8, there's the second 8. So we're cranking this bottom head pretty tight, okay? So starting over here, and remember when we tune our drums and rehead our drums, we're going opposite from the last one we started, just like changing a tire, okay? So we start here, just go opposite, move over one, go opposite, move over one, go opposite, and so on. All right, so we're just gonna start right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so about 6 times around if you're not using the torque key, okay? So then we're just going to move across, all right? Okay, this thing's awesome, man. It just clicks and you're done. Alright, and we're back where we started from. Alright, so it's pretty tight. Alright, so we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the top. Alright guys, for the batter head, again we're just using the Evans Genera Dry up top here. Okay, and I'm going to show you a little trick that's going to help you achieve that fat, thick, deep snare sound. Alright, so we're just going to flip this head over, so we're looking at the underside of the batter head. And I've pre-made this little dampening device here, and this is a trick that I've been using for years, and it's awesome, and it's super easy. So I just take a paper towel, and I fold it up to about the size of a wallet, okay? And then I've just put some gaff tape around the edges of it, just to make a square, to hold it down. If you don't have gaff tape, you can use duct tape, would work really good. You just need something that's really sticky, because you're going to be hammering down on the snare, and you don't want it to fall off. So we're just going to come in about 1 inch from the edge, okay? And then we're just going to stick this guy right here. Alright. Make sure it's stuck pretty good. And we're just going to put our snare head back on. Alright. Put it wherever you want. And then we're going to tune it up. Alright guys, for the top, we're just going to make sure everything's finger tight again. Okay. So we're looking good. And then on the bottom, we used the second 8 position. Well, on the top, we're going to use the second 1 position. Okay, so we're starting on 0, so there's 1 right there. We're not going to use that one. We're going to go around to the second 1 that we get to, all right? And then remember, just going across from each other just like we're changing a tire, okay, just so we don't you know, warp the head or anything like that. So about 2.5 turns on each lug if you're not using one of these keys, okay? There we go. Another thing to think about when we're tuning our snare like this is that it's going to help us out with playing to the room. So when we're tuning our drums to be played to the room, we're just trying to kill all those overtones and not let our drums resonate and sing out through the mix. So we just want to flatten everything out, make nice, deep, thick tones. Okay, so this is going to help out with that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and see what this guy's sounding like. All right, so it's not sounding too bad. Now this is going to be a great starting point for you. Everything involved with this tuning is going to depend on the size of your drum and even the type of your drum, okay, as well as the type of heads that you use. So just take this as just a starting point. You may have to tweak and adjust some stuff here and there, but let me know what you guys think, and I hope this helps you out. Just remember that little paper towel trick in the bottom of the batter head is really going to help you out with this trick, as well as the big thick 42 strand snare wires as well. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped you out. Tune in for some other tips and tricks as far as tuning the rest of your kit as well, coming soon.